Hey guys, Super Retrocade here. I thought I'd do a quick video about the gCompSw. So this is the gCompSw made by SuperG. This is the 4x1 model. I thought that I would do this video because SuperG recently put the pre-orders up for his 8x2 model of the gCompSw. So I know a lot of people have them on pre-order. This 4x1 switch originally sold on his web store for about $110. I was fortunate enough to purchase it off of an individual on RetroRGP's Discord channel for 55 bucks. So I was pretty excited to get it at that price. I also have the 8x2 on pre-order. And I think the pre-orders are supposed to ship out in like a month or two. But I thought I'd just kind of make a video to kind of show off the functionality of it. I currently have it hooked up to a 27-inch JVC iArt CRT. And I have 3 devices hooked up to it. I have one chip Super Nintendo, NES RGB, and a component DVD player, all hooked up through HD Retrovision component cables. And I thought I would just kind of show you guys kind of the switching functionality and how well this thing works. So one of the things about it is it's auto switching, and each device or each port has a number, so there is a priority to them. But the way that it seems to work is if I turn on a device, like I'll turn on my I'll turn on my DVD player. It just came up on the TV, and then so it kind of like locks onto the device that you turn on. So I just turned on the DVD player, so the DVD player is loading the movie. I'm just going to hit play. Yeah, so the movie resumes, but then if I turn on the Super Nintendo, it actually stays on the movie until I turn the movie off, and then it switches over to the Super Nintendo. And that was like instantaneous. So then if I turn on the regular Nintendo, it'll stay on the Super Nintendo. But then if I turn off the Super Nintendo, it'll switch over to the regular Nintendo like immediately. So it just kind of locks onto whatever you have on, and typically, you know, you're gonna only have like one thing on at a time. But then each one of these are labeled input 1, 2, 3. So it looks like 1 is my SNES, 2 is my regular Nintendo, and 3 is the DVD player. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the regular Nintendo because it's currently on. So now we have nothing. If I turn on the Blu-ray or the DVD player, and I'll let that get picked up, and then I'm going to turn on the SNES, and I'm going to turn on the NES. If I turn off the DVD player, since the SNES is priority 1 and the NES is priority 2 and the DVD player is priority 3, since the DVD player was on first, it stays on. But if I turn off the DVD player, it's going to go to priority 1 because it's a higher priority than 2. So it's going to show me the SD to SNES title screen. So I'm going to turn off the DVD player here. And that is not what I expected. It went to the NES. So maybe the priority is backwards. So what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to turn off the NES, turn off the SNES, turn the SNES back on, turn the NES on. So I'm on the SD to SNES menu. Then I'm going to turn on the Blu-ray player, or I mean the DVD player. And I want to make sure this is on here. It doesn't really have any oh, there we go. It's got an on light. Okay, so if 3 is the top priority instead of 1, when I turn off the SNES, it should go to the DVD player. Okay, so 4 must be, so it switched over to the DVD player, which is 3. So 4 must be the top priority, then 3, then 2, then 1. So that's how this switcher works, and this thing works perfectly. What I'm going to do now, so I'm just going to set this down. Try to get the screen in frame here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to play some Super Nintendo. And I'm going to play Donkey Kong Country 2 because I'm very familiar with it. See, Donkey Kong Country 2. And when I've been playing, I haven't noticed any artifacts or anything. It seems to, since it's a powered component switch, it seems to retain the integrity of the cables and everything perfectly. I mean, it's really a great switch, so everyone who's got the 8x2 pre-ordered, it should work perfectly. And it would, if you were feeding this into an OSSC, it would behave the exact same way, and just being this seamless thing that you don't have to really mess with. And the nice thing about these gComp switches is, a lot of people are starting to use HD Retrovision component cables, and when you go into the third-party section of HD Retrovision's site, it specifically lists SuperG's component switches as ones that are approved and tested by HD Retrovision. So there really would, if you're in a scenario with a CRT or 2 CRTs, or where you're streaming a CRT into an OSSC but still playing it on an on a CRT with 0 lag, it's really a great solution for you. And up here I also have, this is another switcher recommended by HD Retrovision. This is the Pelican System Selector, and this is a 3x1 mechanical switch that's not auto switching like the gComp switch. This one's also approved by HD Retrovision, but the gComp switch is really what you want to have. But if anyone has one of these, I actually found a place online where someone in the forums had posted like labels for each of these that get into more modern systems and more retro systems than what originally came as far as labels for this Pelican System Selector switch. So I just kind of thought I'd put up this video since the gComp switches are on pre-order and people are probably wondering how good they really are. I know a lot of people have the gScart switches, but I just thought I'd put this video up showing off the 4x1, and I was a little nervous with the various mods and stuff, whether or not it would auto switch correctly, like using the SNES HD Retrovision cables, with not only with a SNES but with a NES and with an RGB 64 and everything, but it seems to just work perfectly. So anyone who has it on pre-order should feel confident in their purchase. So I'll probably put a link to SuperG's pre-order in the description. And this is Super Retro Kid. Thanks for watching.